Hi guys, it's Darkest Star Duke here, and today I'm bringing you a review, and it's a movie that I've been looking forward to for, well, years, at least since I read the book, and it's Handling the Undead, or Hanteringen av de odöde, eller Hanteringen av odöda. And it's based on a book by John Ajvide Lindqvist, and if you recognize the name, it's the same dude that wrote Let the Right One In, which also was a Swedish movie, and an American remake was made with Chloe Moretz. Yeah, don't remember her full name. So I've been looking forward to this for a long time. And it's directed by Thea Hwistendahl, and it's starring, I don't actually remember. I'm sorry, this is a pretty quick review. Well, the premise of the movie is that one hot day in Oslo, everybody gets a headache and the electricity just blows up, and the recently dead comes back to life, but not as flesh-eating Romero zombies, more of like, well, they come back, but they are mostly stiff. They don't say anything, they just mostly don't emote, they just exist in their undead state. And we follow three families. One who is a woman who has lost her child and her daddy, and two older couples, which one of them dies. There's two older women, and then we have a mother who dies in a car accident and returns. And I'm going to say that I'm going to get into spoilers of this movie, so if you haven't seen it, I'm going to tell you to watch it, because it's really good. It has a sense of dread that is very much absent from many movies these days. The music is absolutely fabulous. It gives you kind of a feeling of isolation and horror. The special effects are awesome. They are mostly practical, and I think all of them are practical. Might have been some touch up with the CGI, I don't know, but it's not noticeable. And yeah, we follow these three families and their response or handling of the undead when they return. And it's a drama horror about grief and how you would handle your recently dead coming back to life. What that entitles, being able to see them one last time, but they aren't the same as they used to be. They are basically just reliving corpses, and I think their soul isn't really there. So yeah. And as I said, it moves slowly, but it's fascinating. And I would say it's not a movie that you are going to enjoy eating stuff to, because many of it's not like really rotting zombies like in Romero's movies or Return of the Living Dead, but they are slightly decayed, at least one of them. Well, there is one really rotten, nasty thing in the end, but most of the time they're just like their eyes are foggy, and well, they look dead in a nasty way. You can almost smell them through the screen, more or less. So I wouldn't recommend you eating anything by watching it. And it's a dramatic movie, and it's masterful direction, and the actors are absolutely fantastic. With that said, I highly recommend that you watch this movie. But let's get into spoilers. because this movie is 92 minutes, I think, and it would have benefited to be like 2 hours maybe, because there's so much that are left out from the novel that's not in the movie. You have, like, in the novel it's more or less, you have almost the same kind of families, at least the daughter, the woman with the dead child and the mother, but then there are these two older people that's not in the book. I think they kind of combined some of the people from the book into these. But nevertheless, the book starts with this electrical storm, same as the movie, but you can see little caterpillars digging into the graves, which represents the soul of the deceased, which is absent from the film. It's also one of the gripes I have with the movie is that, and this is spoilers, is that dead all of a sudden turns flesh eaters in the end of the movie without any really reason for it. Now in the novel, the dead or the undead have a psychic connection with the living. So whenever you're in the vicinity of these undead persons and you feel afraid or angry, they attack. But if you're a peaceful mind and stuff like that, they are just docile. So that explains why some of them in the novel attacks. Like the drowned person in the end of the movie and the book, which is badly decomposed and I think he has washed up on this little island, and the person who sees him is deadly afraid, which makes him aggressive. And that makes totally sense, but in the movie they just all of a sudden turns flesh eaters, which is totally uncalled for, and it kind of takes you out of the movie when you don't have the explanation for it. Also, it deals more about how society deals with the returning dead. You know, they put them in this collective in an old abandoned apartment building kind of. And I remember one of the eeriest scenes in the novel is someone watching these undead standing like in a group outside this collective, and they start to dance, like eerily dancing for some reason. I don't know if it's explained in the book, but it gives a really eerie feeling. So if you compare it to the novel, it just feels a little bit shallow, and I wish they could have gone into more depths about why they return and stuff like that. I think it would have benefited from being a television series actually. Now Thea Hwistendahl, who has directed, has done that with a masterful touch. She lingers on things long enough to make it really creepy and eerie. And as I said, the music is absolutely fabulous. It gives you that isolating feeling, like, yeah, it's creepy. Overall, I would give Handling the Undead a 4 out of 5. But if you haven't read the book, you might feel a little bit like scratching your head. But other than that, I highly recommend this movie. It's a bit slow, yeah, but the emotion that it like gives you, it's a masterpiece in that way. So yeah, it's on. I don't know if it's coming to Shudder. This is a little special edition that I have, so you won't find this on VHS unfortunately, but yeah, give it a go. And if you like Let the Right One In and John Ajvide Lindqvist's other works, it's definitely worth a watch. Well, thank you for taking time to watch this little review video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice summer, and I love you guys. Bye.